Could the Devils be at risk of falling out of the playoffs with their poor play recently? The Kings now have the inside track to host a playoff series this year, and the Blues are pulling away for the second wildcard spot in the Western Conference. Because all the game recaps from our past couple days and how it affected the standings coming up right now. Hello everyone, welcome back to another video here at the End-to-End Hockey Channel. Now before we begin this video, don't forget to like this video and subscribe below. It really does help the channel. We're on the road to 500 subscribers. And don't forget to leave a comment down in the comment section below. We'd love to hear your opinion on all of this down in the comment section below. So welcome back to another game recap video here. We saw a ton of game action from our past couple of days that affected some of the playoff matchups in the standings in the Western Conference as well as the East. So we'll get to all the game recaps here. So we saw one game happen over on Friday, 14 happen over on Saturday, and 7 happen over on Sunday. So we'll get to all those games here. So first, the lone game on Friday was between the Penguins and the Jackets. As the Penguins would get out to a 2-goal lead and doubled up the Blue Jackets 6-3, as they have a win in 5 of 6 and improved to 29-32 and 10. Well, the Jackets have lost 6 straight, 8 of 9, and fall 31-29 and 9 on the year. Bad loss there for Columbus. For the Penguins, Crosby, Rush, and Raquel had goal and an assist, and Malkin, Achari, and Imama also scored for the Penguins in the win, while Danforth, Jenner, and Johnson were 3-goal scorers for the Jackets in the loss. So Jackets continue to hurt. They fall farther back from a playoff spot, and it's just not looking good right now for the Columbus Blue Jackets. That was the lone game we saw over on Friday. Going over to the 14 we saw over on Saturday. First, we saw New York Rangers blow a few leads but recovered and beat the Vancouver Canucks 5-3 as they've ended the 3-game losing streak and improved to 34-31 and 6. Massive win there for the Rangers. Well, the Canucks have lost 3 of 4 and fall 32-26 and 12. Horrible loss there for the Canucks. For the Rangers, Rosinski scored twice. JT Miller and Fox both a goal and an assist. Lafreniere had 2 assists, and Keandre Miller also scored for Rangers in the win, while Ahmed had 2 assists, and Besser, O'Connor, and Joshua were the 3-goal scorers for the Canucks in the loss. It was an intriguing game there, but the Rangers come with the victory. Then we saw Minnesota Wild jump out to a 3-goal lead and took down the Sabres 4-1, as they have won 3 straight, have a point in 5 of 6, and improved to 40-25 and 5, while the Sabres have lost 9 of 12 and fall 27-35 and 6. A bad loss there for Buffalo. For the Wild, Zuccarello had a goal and an assist, Boldy had 2 assists, and Rossi Brazeau, who scored his first as a member of the Minnesota Wild, and Gaudreau also scored. And Gustafsson stopped 20 of 21 shots he faced in the win for the Wild, while Paterka was a lone goal scorer for Buffalo in the loss. It was an intriguing game there, but it was the Minnesota Wild to come with the victory. Then we saw the Dallas Stars blow a 2-goal lead, but recovered. And thanks to this goal here in overtime from Thomas Harley and Express Sportsnet, the Stars were able to come away with a 3-2 overtime victory, as they have a 4-game point streak and improved to 44-21 and 4, while the Flyers have lost 4 straight, 9 of 10, and they fall 28-34 and 9 on the year. So that's a bad loss there for Philadelphia. For the Stars, Harley scored twice, including the OT winner, and Lindell also scored for Stars in the win, while Konechny and Paling were 2-goal scorers for our Flyers in the loss. So it was an intriguing game there, but it was the Stars to come away with the victory. Then we saw the St. Louis Blues score the first and last 2 goals of the game, and not surprisingly beat the Blackhawks 4-1, as they have won 5 straight and improved to 36-20 and 7, while the Hawks have lost 7 straight and fall 20-41 and 9. So a bad loss there for the Hawks. For the Blues, Toropchenko and Walker both had goal and an assist. Bolduc and Thomas both also scored, and Hofer stopped 26 of 27 shots he faced in the win for the Blues, while McCabe was a lone goal scorer for the Blackhawks in the loss. It was an intriguing game there, but it was the Blues to come with a victory. Then we saw the Calgary Flames overcome a late deficit and storm back to beat the New York Islanders. Flames being the Islanders, big one there, 4-3 in overtime, as they've won 3 straight and improved to 33-25 and 11, while the Islanders have a 5-game point streak but fall to 32-28 and 9. So that's a massive lost point there for the Islanders. For the Flames, Huberdeau had a goal and 2 assists, and Anderson, who had 3 assists, both had 3-point nights. Cornelius scored twice, and Kadri, who had the O2 winner, also scored for the Flames in the win, while Seifel, and Dobson both had 2 assists, and Horvat, Gatcomb, and McLean were 3-goal scorers for the Islanders in the OT loss. It was an intriguing game there, but the Flames come away with the overtime victory. Then we saw the LA Kings jump out to a big lead and obliterated the Carolina Hurricanes 7-2, as the Kings have won 7 of 8 and improved to 38-21 and 9, while the Canes' 8-game win streak ends and they fall to 42-23 and 4. So Carolina was rolling. LA absolutely destroyed them. For the Kings, Jeannot, Kopitar, Fiala, Kuzmenko scored as a King, and Byfield all had goal and an assist. Dowdy had 2 assists, and Kempe and Moore both also scored for Kings in the win, while Orlov and Jankowski were 2-goal scorers for Hurricanes in the loss. So Jankowski's figuring really well in Carolina, but it was the LA Kings dismantling of the Hurricanes. Then we saw Washington Capitals break a tie in the second period and pulled away to beat the Florida Panthers 6-3 in the battle of the 2 Eastern Division leaders. as the Capitals have won 4 straight 8 of 9 and improved to 47-15-8, while the Panthers have lost 4 of 6 and fall 42-25-3. Panthers are hurting right now. For the Capitals, McMichael and Wilson both had goal and assist. Ferravari and Ovechkin both had 2 assists. And Strome, Bouvillier, Mangiapane, and Carlson also scored for the Capitals in the win. While Bennett had goal and assist, and Gadjevich and Jones, his first as a Panther, both also scored for the Panthers in the loss. It was an intriguing game there, but was the Capitals coming with the victory. Then we saw the Utah Hockey Club go to a 2-goal lead, and after a couple of back and forth would pull away, including this goal here from Nick Schmalz, Ronaldo Sportsnet. But Schmalz would make it a 5-3 game at that point, and Utah would hold on for a 6-4 victory over Tampa. As Utah has a point 7 of 9 and improved to 32-27-11, keeping pace for a playoff spot, while the Bolts have their 4-game point streak end and they fall to 40-24-5. So it's a bad loss there for Tampa. For Utah, Cooley, who had 2 goals and assists, and Schmalz, who had goal and 2 assists, both had 3-point nights. Kerfoot scored twice, Marino had 2 assists, and Doan also scored for Utah in the win. While Gensel had 3-point night with a goal and 2 assists, Point scored twice, and Surly also scored for Bolts in the loss. It was a high-scoring back-and-forth game, but the Utah comes away with the massive victory. Then we saw Nashville Predators overcome a 2-goal deficit, scored 5 unanswered goals, and took down the Toronto Maple Leafs 5-2, as they've entered their 4-game losing streak and improved to 26-35-8, while the Leafs lose some ground in the Atlantic, as they had their 3-game win streak end and fall to 42-25-3, so that's a bad loss there for Toronto. For the Predators, Forsberg had 2 goals and 8 assists, and Evangelista, who had goal and 2 assists, both had 3-point nights. Suchkov had 2 assists, and Bunting also scored for Predators in the win, while Marner had goal and 8 assists, Matthews had 2 assists, and Tavares also scored for the Leafs in the loss. It was an intriguing game there, but it was the Predators to come from behind and take the victory away from Toronto. Then we saw the Colorado Avalanche blow a 3-goal lead. They're up 4-1 at one point, would blow it, but they recover and beat the Montreal Canadiens in a shootout 5-4, as they've won 4 of 5 and improved to 43-25-3, while the Habs have a 6-game point streak but fall 33-27-9 on the year, so it's a bad loss there for Montreal. For the Avalanche, Nelson had goal and 8 assists, Natchez, Lindgren, and Malinsky also scored in regulation, and Coyle and Nelson were 2 shield goal scorers for the Avalanche in the win, while Slavkovsky scored twice, Dvorak and Roy also scored in regulation, and Laine was the lone shield goal scorer for the Canadiens in the loss. So it was an intriguing game there, but the Avalanche going with the victory. Then we saw Ottawa Senators ship out to a 2-goal lead and held on, beat the New Jersey Devils 3-2, as they have their first win in a few games, have won 7 of 9 and improved to 37-27-5, while the Devils have lost 3 of 4 and fall 37-28-6 on the year. Devils are hurting right now. For the Senators, Batherson, Perron, and Kachuk were 3 goal scorers for Senators in the win, while Luke Hughes had 2 assists, and Heischer and Hollow were 2 goal scorers for the Devils in the loss. It was an intriguing game there, but the Sens come away with the victory. Then we saw Vegas Golden Knights score 3 unanswered goals and pulled away to beat the Detroit Red Wings 6-3, as they have a point 5 of 6 and improved to 41-20-8, while the Wings have lost 9 of 11 and fall to 32-31-6. So it's been really rough there for Detroit. For the Knights, Eichel had a 4-point night, goal, 3 assists. Hurl, who had a hat trick with 3 goals, and Stone, who had a goal and 2 assists, both had 3-point nights. Barbashev had 2 assists, and Roy also scored for the Knights in the win, while Kane had a 3-point night with a goal and 2 assists. Larkin had 2 assists, and Raymond and DeBrincat both also scored for Red Wings in the loss. It was an intriguing game there, but it was the Knights coming with the victory. Then, in a game that I was actually at, my parents actually got me tickets to go to this game, and we saw the Edmonton Oilers take on the Seattle Kraken. It was an intriguing game. I saw the Oilers take a 4-2 lead. The Kraken would almost come back and tie it and force overtime, but it was the Oilers who come away with a 5-4 victory. Just show you a couple of pictures that I took. Sorry for the quality. My phone camera is not overly great, but still, that's the way the game ended. As they have a 5-game point streak and improved to 41-24-5, while the Kraken have lost 3 of 4 and fall 30-36-5. So it was an intriguing game. Loved going to it. First time I was at Rogers Place, but it was the Oilers who come away with the victory. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins had a hat trick in this game for the Oilers. Ekholm and Nurse both had 2 assists, and Skinner and Henry both also scored for the Oilers in the win. While Kako scored twice, Nyman and McCann both had 2 assists, and Schwartz and Burakovsky both also scored for the Kraken in the loss. So it was an intriguing game there, but the Oilers get a massive victory to keep pace with Los Angeles. And then we saw the San Jose Sharks blow a lead, but recovered and beat the Boston Bruins 3-1. Embarrassing loss there for Boston. For the Sharks, they improved to 19-42-9, while the Bruins have lost 5 straight 9 of 10 and fall 30-32 2 and 9. It's been awful here for Boston. For the Sharks, Eklund and Lucas Carlson, who scores first as a Shark, both had a goal and an assist. Celebrini had 2 assists, and Gaudreau will score for Sharks in the win, while Mills one goal score for Bruins and loss. It was an intriguing game there, but with the Sharks, who absolutely embarrassed the Bruins. Those are all games we saw over on Saturday. Going over to the 7 we saw over on Sunday. First, we saw Buffalo Sabres go to a 2-goal lead and held on to beat the Winnipeg Jets 5-3, as they improved to 28-35-6, while the Jets fall 48-19-4, so a bad loss there for Winnipeg. For the Sabres, McLeod had a 4-point night with a goal and 3 assists. Jacob Bernard Docker had 2 assists, and Kozak, Dahlin, Peterka, and Tuck also scored for Sabres in the win, while Stanley had 2 assists. Miller, Niederreiter, and Ehlers were 3 goal scorers for Jets in the loss. It was an intriguing game there, but the Jets, who had a chance to clinch a playoff spot, failed to, and the Sabres come with the victory. Then we saw a really high-scoring back-and-forth game that saw the Blackhawks score 3 unanswered goals, including this goal here from Ryan Donato on Chris Sportsnet, but at the time, it would make, I think, a 5-3 or 5-2 game for the Blackhawks, and it'll be the eventual game winner as they took down Philadelphia 7-4. As the Hawks have ended their second game losing streak and improved to 21-41-9, while the Flyers have lost 5 straight, 10 of 11, and fall to 28-35-9. Flyers are hurting right now, and they're going to most likely have a top 5 draft pick this year. For the Hawks, Bertuzzi had 3-point night, goal 2 assists. Donato scored twice. Bedard Valeno, who scores first as a Hawk, and Maroon also had a goal and an assist. Teravainen and Kershaw both had 2 assists, and Reichel also scored for the Blackhawks in the win. While Drysdale and Konechny both had a goal and an assist. Couturier and Michka both had 2 assists. Brink, Sanheim both also scored for the Flyers in the loss. It was an intriguing game there, but was the Hawks come with an interesting victory. Then we saw the Florida Panthers overcome a late deficit and beat the Pittsburgh Penguins 4-3 in a shootout, as the Panthers improved to 43-25-3, while the Penguins have a point 6-7 but fall 29-32-11, so a bad loss there for Pittsburgh. For the Panthers, Reinhart scored twice. Lundell also scored in regulation, and Barkov was the lone shield goal scorer for Panthers in the win, while Rust had a 3-point night with 2 goals and 8 assists. Krause had 2 assists, and Malkin also scored for Penguins in the loss. It was an intriguing game there, but Florida is able to take sole possession now of top spot in the Atlantic Division. Then we saw St. Louis Blues score the first and last 2 goals of the game again and took down the Nashville Predators 4-1, as they have won 6 straight, have a point 9 of 10, and improved to 37-28-7, while the Predators have lost 5 of 6 and fall 26-36-8. Once again, not surprising the Blues won, but they are clicking right now. For the Blues, Thomas had 3 assists, Falk had goal and 8 assists, Neighbors had 2 assists, Kyrou, Texier, and Shen also scored, and Binnington stopped 31 of 32 shots he faced in the win for the Blues, while Forsberg was one goal scorer for Predators in the loss. It was an intriguing game there, but the Blues come with the victory. Then we saw Carolina Hurricanes go to a 2-goal lead and took down the Anaheim Ducks 5-2, as they've won 9 of 10 and improved to 43-23-4 and bounced back really well after the horrible loss to Los Angeles, while the Ducks have lost 5 of 7 and fall 30-32-8 on the year. So a bad loss there from Anaheim, which keep on falling out of the playoff race. For the Hurricanes, Hull had a hat trick, 3 goals. Roswick had 2 assists, and Martinuk and Jankowski both also scored for the Hurricanes in the win, while Keller and Zegras were 2 goal scorers for Ducks in the loss. It was an intriguing game there, but the Carolina Hurricanes come with the victory. Then we saw a night storm out to a 3-goal first period lead, including this goal here from Jack Eichel around Sportsnet, but Eichel was able to make it 3-0 late in the first, and the Knights were able to hold on and double up the Tampa Bay Lightning 4-2, as they have won 3 straight, have a point 6-7, and improved to 42-20-8, while the Bolts fall to 40-25-5 on the year, so a balance there for Tampa. For the Knights, Haig, Hurdle, Roy, and Eichel were 4 goal scorers for the Knights in the win, with Pietrangelo adding 2 assists, while Paul and Kucherov were 2 goal scorers for Bolts in the loss. It was an intriguing game there, but Vegas got with the victory. And then we saw the LA Kings score 5 unanswered goals, and for the second consecutive game, beat their opponents, this time the Bruins, 7-2, as the Kings have won 3 straight, 8 of 9, and improved to 39-21-9, while the Bruins have lost 6 straight, 10 of 11, and fall 30-33-9 on the year. It's awful right now for the Boston Bruins. For the Kings, Byfield and Ginobili both had a goal and 8 assists. Kempe, Edmondson, and Clark all had 2 assists, and Kopitar, Fogle, Doughty, Helenius, and Kuzmenko also scored for the Kings in the win, while Lindholm and Geekie were 2 goal scorers for the Bruins in the loss. It was an intriguing game there, but complete and utter domination from the Los Angeles Kings. So those are all the games we saw from our past couple of days, lots of intriguing ones. Now just going over to see how this affected the standings as it sits right now. As it sits right now, 6 teams in the Eastern Conference have hit the 80-point playoff. plateau, including one team, the Capitals, who fit the triple-digit mark, having 102 points and being clinched into a playoff spot, and the 90-point Carolina Hurricanes have hit the 90-point plateau. They're followed by 89-point Florida, 87-point Toronto, 85-point Tampa, and 80-point New Jersey. Then you have 79-point Ottawa, who's currently in the first wildcard position, and 75-point Montreal, even with the show lost, still in the second wildcard position. After them, you have the 74-point Rangers, so only 1 point back, however, have played 2 more games than the Canadiens. The Islanders are currently 2 points back with 73 points. They play the same amount of games as the Canadiens. The Jackets are 4 points back. They play the same amount of games as the Canadiens. Then you have the Red Wings, who are 5 points out. The Bruins, who are 6 points out. The Penguins, who are also 6 points out. The Flyers, who are currently 10 points out of a playoff spot in the Eastern Conference. Definitely still a little bit of separation, but still it's really intriguing. Then the Western side, you have 3 teams who fit the 90-point plateau, including one team, the Jets, who fit the triple-digit mark, hitting 100 points. You also have the 92-point Stars, 92-point Knights, hitting the 90-point plateau. Then you have 89-point Colorado, 87-point Los Angeles, 87-point Edmonton, 85-point Minnesota, who's in the first wildcard position, and 81-point St. Louis, who's in the second wildcard position, have all hit 80 points as well. Then you have the 77-point Flames, who are only 4 points back with 3 games in hand on the St. Louis Blues, so they are still in it. The Canucks' loss over the weekend was just instrumental, as they are now 5 points back of the Blues with only 2 games in hand. The Utah Hockey Club is now 6 points back of the Blues with 2 games in hand, so Blues are really starting to pull away, while the Canucks and Utah sort of fall out a little bit. But still, with the games in hand, if those teams win those games in hand, it'll still be a really interesting finish in the second wildcard spot in the Western Conference. Definitely, that's all I'm going to talk for today. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on all of this. Any of the games surprise you from our past couple of days, and any of the standings right now surprise you? Definitely let me hear your guys' thoughts on all of that down in the comment section below. That's all I'm going to talk for today. Remember to like this video. If you're ready to subscribe below, it really does help with the channel. We're on the road to 500 subscribers. And don't forget to leave a comment down in the comment section below. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on all of this down in the comment section below. I also have a blog talking about news, rumors, analysis, stuff like that, so check that out. The link down in the description below. And can I see you guys all for next video. See you guys soon.